We heard earlier from J. Flo, I don't know if she's still here, about resiliency and protective relationships. We heard about belonging, and Gabby's story was very, very, very powerful. And we just heard from Nikita about working with what you have, from this personal experience, and how someone can use that personal experience to and elevate it and using it to benefit others. I've always been intrigued by what people do with what they've been given. That can be good, that can be bad, and though you don't really have a lot of control over what comes your way, whether it's displacement, which I've been talking about, personal tragedies, rejection, whatever it is, at the end of the day, everyone has to ask themselves, what can I do with what I've been given? And I think if you answer that question properly and you execute it, that will be at once one of your greatest legacy and what you leave to the next generation of people around you. I was born in Sudan, and then I fled in the 1990s because of the Sudanese Civil War that displaced, at the time, about 5 million people, killed 2.5 million people. And it's a war that was waged since 1955. Sudan became independent in 1956. So before independence, Sudan was already at war. And in 1972, it stopped briefly, and there was sort of 11-year peace time in Sudan. And then in 1983, the war started again. Because historically, South Sudan was a region that was sort of isolated, first under the British, and then marginalized under subsequent regimes that came in the northern Sudan. First group called themselves Arabs, the next group called themselves Islamists, but either of the two regimes basically sought to contain, to dominate, marginalize politically, economically, and socially the region that can be known as South Sudan. And so, in a nutshell, we had kids between the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that basically could not go home. Imagine you're a parent, and then you say, my kids took the category grades, and then they didn't come back. They spent weeks into months, no news. And periodically get news, the kids were dead. On a conservative estimate, 30,000 to 40,000 of these kids basically took off. On a journey that lasted about, I would say, I actually looked it up again, 1,300 to 1,400 miles. Took months. Half of them died on the way, right? And the other half made it to Ethiopia, thinking, safety, finally, I'm away from conflict, now I can kind of settle. But no, not too quick, because Ethiopia had a military overthrow in the 90s. It had its own kind of internal civil war. And then the government that came to power was so hostile that pushed all their kids, all these refugee kids, pushed them out. And so where were they supposed to go? They set out on another journey, another 1,300, 1,400 miles, and ended up in northern Kenya. That came to be known as Kakuma refugee camp. The family was disrupted, the people went a different direction, and the family that was together sort of began another journey. So for about 3 weeks, they went as far away from there as they could, and eventually ending up in one of the first earliest refugee camps in Central African Republic for South Sudanese. And I remember because it was December, Christmas Day, and you have hundreds of thousands of people that just moved into this town. The German political theorist Hannah Arendt, who said, when you're forced to leave, to flee your country, because citizenship, as we understand it, is a prerogative of the nation state. It gives and takes. But then when you become stateless, you lose that right as a citizen. So then what do you become? He said you become human. Right? So we talk about human rights. We talk about the Geneva Convention, refugee rights, which is good. But the problem is who is responsible for enforcing those conventions? Right? Because the state protects the citizen. And as long as you are a citizen, even as an IDP, you are a citizen. So you still have rights. When you become a refugee, you become human. And she said, because you can go back home, but countries are resistant to take massive number of refugees. He says, being human was actually one of the worst position legally you can find yourself in, because at the end of the day, even when people decided, because of right of Germany, to exterminate vast number of people, there was nobody out there to stand up and say, don't do it, because nobody wanted this refugee in the first place. In other words, it put you in a predicament where you had no protection, you couldn't go back home, you couldn't settle there either. Another major exile community give you a sense of what it means to live in exile. He says the essential meaning of the exile experience is that we are where we don't want to be. We are separated from home. We are not permitted to reside in the place where we comprehend and appreciate our surroundings. We are forced to be away from that which is most congenial to us. It is an experience of dislocation. Everything's out of joint. Nothing fits together. The 1,000 details that have been built up through the years that give a sense of at-homeness, gestures, customs, rituals, phrases are all gone. Life is ripped out of the familiar soil of generational languages, habit, weather, storytelling, and rudely and unceremoniously dropped into some unfamiliar spot on earth. The place of exile may boast of higher standard of living. It may be more pleasant in its weather. That doesn't matter. It isn't home. Though the family fragmented, my mom was there, my two sisters, so when we got resettled after a decade of living in refugee camps in Arizona, mom was there, right? So you heard about resiliency, you heard about support systems, and then you contrast that with people that came from the Kakuma refugee camp. There were kids that fled and that survived the wilderness and then ended up in camps and then fled again. There were no school, no proper support, no family, and then all these people get resettled. Because trauma is not just about fleeing the war, it's also about dealing with change, radical change, for a lot of them. Well, I am the big beneficiary of what my mom had created. That she struggled and supported the family at home, the family here, and gave it all. But in the process of giving it all, she sacrificed everything. Which raises the question, how do we deal with that kind of sacrifice? I call it total sacrifice. Because of Viktor Frankl, who was a survivor of the Holocaust, he said, between the stimulus and the response, there's a space. Between the stimulus and the response, there's a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies growth and freedom. So in a way, mom had chosen. She has reacted and responded in a certain way, creating an environment where we later on will thrive. And it raises the question, what do we do with what we've been given? How are you using your experience? What are you doing with what you've been given, good or bad? Because how you respond